What's going on, everybody? Bird the Legend here. I would have did this sooner, but I kept on having issues where I'd fill up my plane like halfway with fuel, and I would get an error code, and it would corrupt my file. So I spent the last week doing it over and over and over and over, and hopefully I figured out what the issue was, and it's so far has, knock on wood, so far has not done it. But I'm going to go in here and show you guys what I spent doing. Now, the first original file that got corrupted, I had gotten somebody stuck on the moon. So what I ended up doing, once I knew that I had my ship refueled and all that and didn't have to start it all over again, I went and put somebody on the moon. So he is now, where's it at? As you can see there, he is now stuck on the moon. So my job is to go over and get him. And I was going to stream this yesterday, but then I got to thinking that I should probably add one more thing to the load just in case. Because there's no guarantee I'm going to come down nowhere near him. But as you can kind of see there underneath the view there, I set up a rover. So I sent up the rover, connected with the same docking port that I use for the refueling and all that. Hopefully it should stay there until I get over to the moon. The plan is to go drop it off kind of above him, and it's got 2 parachutes on there. I'll eject the RCS tanks and use the parachutes to come down. Hey, what's going on, Dave? How you doing today, bro? Thank you for coming very much. Thank you for coming. Thank you very much. So now, what we'll do is we're going to get to the moon. So the moon, we're going to set. The moon is the target. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. Still early in the morning, but you know, hey. So now, as you can see, I do have an encounter there with the 280. Let's see if we can get that down some. No, that goes up. And this outer ring here, which you see, would end up being, you know, my orbit after, if I wasn't to capture myself around the moon. So 78,000 or 68. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. That's impact with the moon. Don't want to impact with the moon. How low can I get it? Oh, no, no, want 3,000. Definitely don't want 3,000. That'll smash into the surface, some of the structures. All right, let's set it for 13,000 for now. All right. Why? Okay, it is turning. So everything I can do from there, I can do from this screen here, which is, hey Zeus, how you doing? Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. What I tend to do is let the guy, the little blue, that's where my maneuver will be, where I need to be facing all that. And I found it easier to line it up and then fast forward time to the warp, so that a way you don't, because if you tend to warp and then try to get to it, there's plenty of times that you miss your node, So I find it best to do it this way, and it tends to stay somewhat near the direction where you need to go or face. That's good to hear, Zeus. How's your Black Ops 3 thing going this morning? Alright, so now we got it all set up. We'll go ahead and warp to the next maneuver. So that'll automatically, depending on the time that it takes to get to that node, depends on how fast it'll go. Unfortunately, it's only slow. Right on, Zeus. Right on, Zeus. Good to hear. I'll have to stop by later and check out the video and drop a like and stuff. One reason why also you want to kind of stay on this screen when you go to do your maneuver is if you're on the other screen, you really can't tell if you've overdone it or underdone it, whatnot. This will give you a better reading, so you can or something like that. You have more of a idea. All right, now it's gonna squeak over into its position. Say squeak because it's moving hecka slow. But the plan is to get over to the moon, set up an orbit, and then when I'm well, not directly over, but when I'm roughly directly over the guy, I plan on dropping the moon lander or the moon rover down. So that way, if I am a decent distance away, I should be able to, drive the. It is an autonomous, so I can drive it to the Jebediah, to pick up Jebediah, and then drive Jebediah to wherever the plane lands. So go ahead, set up my fuel, so I can see my fuel. $20. It's gonna be a 3-minute burn. Start burning now. All this is just to get out of Kerman's sphere of influence, its gravitational pull. So I'll probably have to make an adjustment orbit, or an adjustment maneuver. Dagnabbit. That's what I get for not keeping it there. Should I see this now? In fact, I got a little bit of RCS. I could probably transfer from the rover's RCS tank to this tank to fill it back up, so no big deal. up dumping the rover's RCS tank anyways once I get it situated where I want it so I can just pretty much drop it below or from above. I can time accelerate through this, but again, with me being a new player, you really don't want to time accelerate too much. And since the moon's gravitational pull is a lot less than Kerbin's, it's not going to take me much fuel or anything to get from there, from the moon back. So should have plenty of fuel to get to and from the moon. As you can see, it's getting, wider and wider and wider. Oh, I think I did. Yep. I burned a little too much, so now I'm a little too low, but I'll make the adjustment later. So now we're on a trip to the moon. Again, I don't want to fast forward too much because then I'll end up screwing myself. But I do want to kind of get there in a timely manner. And then as soon as I get in its sphere of influence, once I hit that orange line, that's when I'm gonna start doing the. Oh, that's 309 meters. Oh, that's way high. I'll lower that down. No big deal. All right, there we go. Now I need to raise that periaps though. So add a maneuver. Which one does it? Is it this one? No. Come on. There we go. 9,000. That should be good. Get in position. I'm still in fast forward. Now get in position, then fast forward. As you can see, it says a 2-second burn. It's probably going to be a little bit longer because I'm not going to, it's 2 seconds at full throttle. I'm not going to full throttle, so this way I have a little bit more control if I don't full throttle. Let's just warp to the next maneuver. Alright, well, now we're going to raise our periaps just a tad. Because if I had it sitting where I was going to hit the moon, and that would be a bad thing. So what I'm doing now is pushing out my periaps here to 9,000, so that way I can create an orbit around it, and then I will set up the drop off and all that, lower my orbit enough where I should be able to drop off the probe. Actually, I might drop off the probe when I'm in higher orbit. Since it does have RCS, it can deorbit itself. So now we're just waiting for me to hit that node. You don't have to be exactly on the node. Like if you burn, like from what I understand, like 48 seconds. If you got a 48-second burn, you want to divide it in half. So you want to burn like half before the node and half after the node. But that I would say all depending on the maneuver you're trying, because like if I'm trying to change my inclination, the angle that I'm orbiting, it seems to be you need to be a little bit more exact onto the node. Whereas burning out stuff like going into orbit and stuff, you don't have to be exactly on the node, but you want to rough it side to side where it's even. Hey Jelly, how you doing, man? Thank you for coming. You seen me just about to set up my orbit around the moon with my plane. Ooh, that's almost perfect right over him too. I'll have to adjust it a little bit, but not much. All right, we're gonna go ahead and start burning. How you doing today, Jelly? Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Alright, we'll get rid of that node. What's up, Rob? How you doing, guy? How'd you enjoy this weekend over at PAX Prime, and what'd you think of my home state? Oh, wrong way. Alright, now we're going to circularize our orbit. And we want it roughly about the same. Tired. Yeah, I know, right? That you wouldn't think that one time zone difference or two time zone. Yeah, you're one time zone different. You wouldn't think that would matter much being one time zone difference, but yeah, it does. Yeah. They tend to be around the major city there, Rob. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are still homeless, where I live and all that, but they're not as what's the word? Prudent, visible. I don't know the correct word for it. They're not. I don't know. Not as noticeable. They're not standing on every street corner like they were up there. Yeah, downtown. Yeah, definitely downtown. I mean, think about it. You're downtown. That's exactly where most of ours hang out is downtown too. Is because you think about it. That's where everybody go. Mostly all the businesses and all that stuff is. So yeah, a lot of people will tend to flock there. All right, that should be good enough for now. So now we get in a position to be grabbed in orbit. Yeah, you drove 8. Wow, dude. Did you switch any at all, or was it the same person driving for the whole 18 hours? Because I know you guys had to get out and stretch your legs. Because even a 4-hour drive going to Central. All right, why are you just dancing around and not going to? Okay. There's my ship with a little rover attached to the bottom of it to hopefully help get them to and from. Oh, okay, okay. And if you notice, I actually got lights on in my cabin now, where I didn't have them on before. I didn't realize I could turn them on. So it kind of makes it look like there's, people actually living in there. All right, RCS thrusters on, 'cause those will get me in position a lot quicker. And RCS thrusters, those are basically little, like little boosters, basically mainly used for maneuvering. Um, my little rover there, pretty much it can use. It's so light that it can use. I mean, I just like tap up and it's boom, instant, like hella speed. All right, now we're in position. Let's warp to the maneuver. So, other than the homeless that you saw downtown, Rob, what did you think of Washington? And there's obviously a lot more to see than just the downtown Seattle. A lot more. I mean, we're not as cool as y'all in Colorado that have like Aspen and all them ski resorts. The really good ski resorts, but we got our own. We got our own mountains, valleys, which is part of the reasons why here it doesn't rain that much or snow that much during the winter because we got mountains on one side, we got a valley on the other side, so it tends to dump it on one side or the other side, and then we're stuck in the middle with maybe a sprinkle here or there and mostly nothing but rain. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd rather have rain than the snow because snow causes more issues, but I mean, the last time I actually seen it snow on Christmas, I mean, it was, I'd say back in the 80s, and I was in Texas at the time. Fort Worth, Texas. Surprisingly, that was the last time, and I've lived in Germany since and all that. It snowed around Christmas, but it's never snowed on Christmas. So, yeah, the last time I've seen Christmas snow has been a while. I love snow, but I hate the cold, so I'd rather, no, it's cold regardless. But all right, we'll go ahead and fire it up. Now you can see my path that I would have taken. Slowly curve around. This blue line is my projected path. Oh crap! Did it again. Shut down. Oh man, I screwed that up bad. Let's try this again. Yeah, I knew it. Alright. Alright, I'm going to have to make some adjustments again because I screwed it up. I need to quit taking... Wait, where'd it go? I need to quit... There it is. Oops. I keep taking the controller out of plane mode to go to this little mouse control, and it keeps on flipping my ship out of orbit and stuff. So yeah, note to self: try to keep it as close as possible to it. Otherwise, because right now I'm just wasting a lot more fuel than I really need to be. And that almost, almost. Just a slight inclination change and it should be alright. Alright. Let's try this again. This time keep the mouse on the plane. Now, I'm hoping if it works out right, that 6,000 should be alright there. 6,440. And then I gotta go all the way around so I can bring my app webs down to a close one, because I screwed it up. So much fun. Yeah, as you can see, I can just barely squeeze through there. And I mean, once I get more advanced into the game, you can send up more than one thing and do more than one thing at a time. The problem is, you got to keep track of that. So, like, if something's going to be there in 3 days or whatever, and you're fast forwarding time controlling something else, it's really not going to be there in 3 days. So you really got to pay attention to all your items or not items, but all your ships and when they're going to be there and stuff. And since I am a rookie, I'm only sending up, one thing at a time, which is part of the reason why it took so long. Because rather than sending up multiple refuelers and then meeting one right after the other, I sent up one, met, refueled, sent up another, met, refueled. And come on. There's the capture. Alright. So now, it's about 5. We'll go way out here. Paul, actually, Kerbal is actually treating me pretty good lately. I had one time over the past week where the cursor had froze, so I had to back out. But since I've uploaded, setting it up to where it uploads this game's save file to the PS Plus cloud, it works out pretty good. And one reason, Paul, why it took me so long to do this is because it kept on, error coding me an encrypted file. So I would have to go back out and do it all over again. And each time I would get to roughly about halfway filled with fuel, and then it would decide to corrupt my file. So. But that is also why I am here today, because I got it done. And you can see the little maneuver bouncing around. I don't know why it does that. It has a tendency to do that. But basically, as soon as my plane stops moving, I could actually go and... I'm surprised they haven't released this over there yet, Tall. It's kind of weird. They said PS4. They didn't, say just specifically PS4, America, from what I understand about it when it came out. Alright, I think I'm as close as I'm going to get with it jumping. So, we'll go ahead and warp. And as you see, warp just instantly stopped the jumping. Here's the sun coming over Kerman. A Kerman eclipse. Just noticed that. Yeah, that is, it makes no sense because, I mean, ultimately they're out to make the money, so, I mean, obviously get out the system, if you're going to do PS4, I think you should do all PS4, all Xbox, kind of like with the games, unless they're made by Xbox or Sony or sponsored by Xbox or Sony themselves, they should be automatically a multi-console game, they shouldn't be limited to just who I paid you more, so I get exclusive rights for the next month. That's, to me, that's hurting the players. Now this node is hopping around, but my plane's right on where it needs to be, so. Oh, Paul, I got something you'll like attached to this ship. I'll show you as soon as I get done with this maneuver. It should work out. I'm hoping, as long as I can get it down there. Get that sun glare out the way. That sun glare can be annoying. It's just like the real sun. Three seconds. 2, 1. Fire up. Alright. Erase that. And 10,000. Good enough. There you go, Paul. Oh, I need to shut off my light. I'll shut it off in a second. But there you go. Got me a little moon buggy that I'm hoping to drop above him, so that way, you know, if I do end up being a good distance away, he could drive to and from the ship. And then it is all also have probe bodies on it, so that way it will shut that off. Quit using batteries. Not that one. That one. Pump that in. And it's got parachutes, so I'm hoping to drop it above the guy. And this little RCS tank here with the little RCS thrusters on it, and it being so light, that I should be able to kill like my sideways, my velocity going around. So I should be able to pretty much, as soon as once I'm in position, I should be able to drop it pretty much directly on top of him. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to bring our app webs down. Oh, no, no. Get back here. No, get back here. I want it roughly about 6,000 or 7,000. What is this at? 22. Come on, quit doing that. Yeah, it tends to, whenever a ship gets nearby or something, it tends to stop like you're clicking on it. Nope, too low. Come on. No, just give me that. So now, we play games with this and try to figure it out. Okay, there's that. Now, change my orbit, so I also come over him. So that way it makes it a lot easier to do it. Now, I don't understand why it said I fired my stuff already when I haven't. Warp to the next maneuver. Oh, that's why. Cancel. Because the periapse is over here. I don't know how it got way over there. Probably when the thing got close. And there we go. Oh, actually, I should go ahead. And set up. No, wrong way. This, so I basically go. There we go. That looks like I go over it. And the funny thing is too is when I was building the rover, I put lights on it, and I happened to be over at my brother's, and my brother and my roommate were like, "Oh yeah, put it on top, put it on top." I'm like, "No, they got a bug rover in there that you can preload that." I'm like, "That's where I got the idea to put the lights on, but I don't want to put the lights on in the same place because I don't want my guy to be a little bug." It's a moon buggy, not a bug. Oop, sorry about that, guys. Alright, we're in position. Get rid of that. And there we go. Warp to next maneuver. Thank you, Doug, for the retweet and tweet. Or like on the tweet. Yeah, it should put me right at above him. Perfect. Detach the rover, and then once we get separated, then I'll lower it into a lower orbit and start its descent onto the moon. 34. 4 seconds. Seconds. And if yeah, I'm gonna say he's right on the edge of a cliff in that big crater too. So yeah, I'm not gonna be able to climb directly on him, or climb. I'm not gonna be able to get directly on him, but as long as I'm close. Thank you, Amber. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming. How are you today? Surprisingly, Amber, that's like the third. I mean, no, I'm not trying to dash your thing or anything, but that's actually like the third or fourth time I've actually been 200. I get 200 one day, and then like the next day I'll drop down to 199 again. Don't understand it, but it's thinking it's YouTube just purging the non-active users, which is cool. Alright, decrease this down. Oh, 21, 20. You know what? Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, alright, that's good to hear, Amber. Oh, I'm wasting all kinds of fuel because I screwed up. But as you can see, my orbit takes me almost directly over that landing site, so, and that's what I want. And once I get this burn done here, I'll drop my I'll detach the rover. So yeah, I got probe bodies on the rover, so wherever it lands, I can drive it to Jebediah, and then I have a seat on there. I'm not exactly sure how the seat's gonna work. It wouldn't let me put a Kerbal on it while I was back at the hangars and stuff to go out and test drive it with the Kerbal on it. See, I'm not exactly sure how it's going to work, but I'll probably just take control from the probe body since I know how it works with the probe. That way there's no, weird controls. Because from what I understand from the seat that I threw on there, it's like all the plane controls and stuff like that. And I don't want that in a buggy. Now, I'm thinking though when I come down and I lift off, I'm going to have to shoot hopefully for a direct impact onto the planet. Or not impact, but direct shot to the planet. Come on, get in position. Do do do. This is one of the few things that take forever. I mean, I can turn my RCS thrusters on, but I'd rather use my RCS thrusters when I'm in the atmosphere to slow me down and possibly even help me land if it works out right. Because I'm hopefully trying that when I go to actually land, I'm not going to be using... Thank you, Amber. I appreciate for the sub. Well, you mentioned that earlier, but I just got the text for it. But yeah, I plan on using the little RCS thrusters to slow me down and all that instead of using the fuel. So what fuel I have there, I should hopefully still have to lift off and come home with. Well, not there because I'm making an adjustment. Alright, close enough. Warp. And the cool thing about the warps in the next maneuver is it decides, whereas like since I'm so close to the moon, I can only go up to the 4th arrow. And with the warp to next maneuver, depending on how far away you are from that maneuver, depends on how fast it decides to go. And it always slows you down and stops you with a minute left before the maneuver. Now we just wait. And I'm gonna have to burn most likely like right here. Start my burn so I can actually come down over there. We'll see. We'll have to make some adjustments. Well, when I'm placing maneuver, hopefully not when I'm going in. Yep. This is my first plane I took to the moon's orbit. Where's it at? There it is. Can't barely see it. Yeah. This is my first plane trip to the moon, guys. Last trip was a rocket. And of course we're on the dark side of the moon, so you can't really see much, unfortunately. As soon as I get to the light, I'll show you a little bit more. 15 seconds. 10 seconds to burn. And on these small numbers, pretty much burn exactly, right on it. You can do like 1 or 2 seconds over. It doesn't really matter. Or early. Three, two, 1.5, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Cut power, Captain. sunny side. Wrong way. This way. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to be pointing the probe toward the ground when I detach it. So it'll be in a slightly lower orbit than I'm in, and then two, it'll put separation between us. Slow down, slow down, slow down. Oh, wrong way. Go back that way. There we go. Now we go in here. And undock. Uh-oh. Well, so much for the rover. My rover blew up. Well, there went the rover idea. All right. Yeah. Well, rover idea failed. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh, I want it to go a little farther than where I want it to land, because as I go through, it will actually stop sooner. All right, that should be good. Or undocked it. For some reason, it decided to fall apart. Don't know why. Don't really care why. It just sucks that it did that. But what I'm going to do now is, as soon as go to docking mode. Oh, I got some time. Let's warp to the next maneuver. Speed it up a little bit. Not much, unfortunately. And what I'm going to do, instead of burning regular fuel or oxygen, I'm going to do my RCS thrusters. Oops, not that. Oh yeah, you can also, hit the R1 and L1, and these are all the places you guys can go between the planets and their moons. Well, actually, no, I think those were just all the planets. It didn't show all the moons. So why is it, I have it pointed at the target, why is it pointing at retrograde? Oh, that's why, because I had to change it. I had to change my, I was in docking mode so I can use my thrusters, and I had to change it out of docking mode so I can. And you see how slowly it moves. What was that just, what was that just took off? Did you guys see that just take off? Flying. Still kind of sucks about the rover though. Look, what is that that keeps shooting off? No. Get out of that. Come on. Alright, point retrograde. Can you do that? Oh, I think I know. Control from here. Alright. There we go. Now we're back on target. I think. Why is it doing that? And I don't know what that stuff is that keeps shooting off. I don't know if you guys are seeing it or not, but I know I am. Alright, I got plenty of electric charge. Why is it acting dead in the water? Alright. I don't understand why it's floating dead. Got plenty of batteries. Got plenty of energy. So I guess I gotta control it, I suppose. No, wrong way. That way. Down. Down. Apparently it doesn't want to make the maneuver to it, so I am doing it myself. to docking mode. RCS. See, it should be holding it on the maneuver, but for some reason it's not holding it on the maneuver. See, now it's acting all kinds of funny. I don't understand why it's doing that all of a sudden. The troubles of not knowing how to fly planes in space. But I do have alright, that's good. No, it's not. Is it? That's where I would have gone. Oh, it's going to do one of those things where I don't want to go away. Go away. Hey, Byharda. How you doing today? Welcome. Thank you for coming. Get off the legend. Let's try this again. Make sure I'm in the right mode. Staging. Now, are you going to go there, or are you just going to twirl around in freaking circles for some reason? Do I have this set up as a target? Is that why? No. In the well, see, now it seems to be working just fine. Sort of. It's got this phantom spin for some reason. Alright, just hold her steady. Jeez. I don't understand why it's doing what it's doing. SAS for some reason is stability assist system, which is supposed to be helping me make these maneuvers and stuff. Seems to be acting up today for some reason all of a sudden. And I still don't know what the heck keeps flying off my plane. So apparently what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to control this myself. For some reason it doesn't want to work. How you doing, Hydra? Or Harda, excuse me. Harda. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to butcher your name. Go back. No, not right. Left. Or not left, right. My other right. My other left, whatever. My military left. Here we go. It's a good thing I got a minute 30 before I actually got to do this, because this would suck. No. Alright, there we go. Now hopefully it can hold its position. Yeah, I don't understand why SAS is acting up right now. It's got plenty of charge. Stop. Go down a little bit. Well, it's going to be another first. Another time I actually had to hold hold my maneuver personally. I don't know. I don't know. It must be some Ghost Phantom thing of it. My rover that blew up. Well, apparently it wasn't sturdy enough, I guess, to for the rigors of space travel. It's working, it's not working, it's working, it's not working. SAS cannot make up its mind. Goes down a little bit. There we go. 17 seconds. Looks like a spring or something keeps flying off. Go to docking mode so I can use my RCS thrusters on this. Use those to slow me down rather than regular boosters. And now we are going to deorbit the moon. Oh, didn't realize I was going back up. Pay attention, bird. Alright, turn RCS off. Go back to staging mode. Yeah, I didn't click fuel, but okay. Alright, so now we're going to bring the nose up. kind of weird when I'm looking at the plane one way and trying to get it to go to the maneuver that's on, it's weird. So it just looks kind of weird because I want to control the plane like the direction I want the plane to go, not the way it's on the nav ball. Alright, so let's keep it there. Let's go ahead and put our landing gears out. And then what we'll do is we'll set him as a target. And as soon as he comes close enough to that horizon there, I should see it telling me that he's close. I really do wish. Oh, SAS is working now. Hey, SAS is working now. How about that? No, it is not. It keeps control from here. Keeps acting like it doesn't want to be controlled from that spot for some reason. I don't know why. See, it keeps going the other way. Like I'm not being controlled from that spot. So, the rigors of spaceflight. Now, it looks like I'm really going really slow, but I'm really going 535 meters a second. Orientate my wings. There we go. Come down as flat as possible. Now, this is going to take a little while, guys. Well, actually, you know what? Should be able to fast forward a little bit. Whoa, wait, wait. What the heck is this? It keeps putting that's what keeps flying off. It keeps saying that it's attached to my decoupler for some reason. Even though it's not there, it's acting like it's there, and I'm guessing that that's why it's rotating a lot and stuff, because it's taking the probe body as the control, where I'm trying to control it from, even though I told it to control it from the cockpit. So I need to go left a little bit. Go down a little bit. Oh, not nose up. No, down, nose down. There we go. Yeah, you can keep seeing the probe body just fly off, or the probe, or moon rover just fly off for some reason. And again, SAS decides not to work. Right, not left. Nose down. See, every time I fast forward time, it puts it back there for some reason. Undock.